Good evening everyone, welcome along to round 2 of the CC Sim team event organised by LB Racing. At this round we are at the Red Bull Ring. As you can see, we've got the cars lined up on the grid ready to run back through this footage, but we will start off here by having a look through the qualifying order for the race. So we had there in 16th was D-Man in the Beetle, then we had Fee there in 15th, Audio Muted 14th, Said there in 13th, Samruto 12th, Isa finally joined us for this round from missing the first one, then 11th, Geekayla in 10th, Sprinkler in 9th, then it was HRT Robbie there in 8th, finalised in 7th, Richie there in 6th, Spitfire CC in 5th, LB Racing Lewis there in 4th, Red Spectre there in 3rd, Southport in 2nd, and Ashwoy in 1st. For all of you that haven't tuned in for the first one, it was a 10-minute qualifying session, and then it goes into a 30-minute race where they got to use both sets of tyres, so softs and mediums have got to be used. Obviously, if it does rain, they don't need to use both sets. But we will get this one underway and run through the action here. So, as I said, we are at the Red Bull Ring. Everyone's lined up on the grid. As we get the 5 lights appearing here for everyone. And obviously it's Ashwoy leading everyone up the little bit of an incline here into turn 1. It's a great shot as all the cars come down the Southport manages to get up into first. Oh, LB Race clips the edge of Ashwoy. Ashwoy is spinning around there. It looked very messy start there in the beginning. Unfortunately, we don't have the replays, but Ashwoy has dropped down the field there, so we will see what happens a bit later on with that. Let's go back up to the front of the grid. So Southport in the lead with a massive lead there. From Red Spectre in 2nd. Richie just going at the inside there. Sprinkler there up into 4th. So great start from Sprinkler there. 9th on the grid up to 4th. LBR there up into 5th, so dropping 1 place down and got that damage on the front end and rear end damage as well, as you can see there. Ashwoy in 6th, we're just behind, so we will keep an eye on this to really believe LB Race should probably give the place back to Ashwoy because it did cause Ashwoy to spin round, so we'll see what happens here. Obviously not really a straight here on the infield to potentially let anyone past. So we'll just see if that place is given back. So yeah, looks like LB Racing moving over the side, lays off the throttle, lets Ashwoy through, slash Ashwoy up to 5th to let the place back through there. Then it is Sedge there in 7th, Isa up into 8th, finalised coming into the pits, Craig there in 10th, Audio Meter 11th, and then it's Robbie there in 12th, Samruto in 13th. All these people are going to gain a place here because we've got finalised in the pits. Here Kayla 13th, finalised in the pits. So he had front end damage and was on mediums. It's going to be a bold tragedy here from him. D-Man there in 15th and Fee there in 16th. Yeah, and finalised in 16th, just coming into the pit stop. A really early pit stop on lap 1 here from finalised. See what tyres he drops on. So fueling the car up, repairing the damage, coming out the pits there, is on the soft, so it has used up both sets of tyres. But it's quite a way down from the front marker, so it's Southport in 1st, Red Spectre in 2nd, Sprinkler just got a position up into 3rd, so Sprinkler up into the podium positions there for LB Racing. So the front running LB Racing car at the moment. As you can see, the other LB Racing car just in the distance. So Sprinkler is on the softs and Richie's on the mediums. We all know from the last round, Richie started on the mediums, went on to the softs later on, and made a phenomenal amount of places later on in the race and ended up on the podiums. Definitely one to keep an eye on in this race. Ash up into 5th from the earlier, so we're looking around there, looking around on the back of Rich to see if he can get a place up here and back up into 4th spot. Ash put all of that, so it is McLaren, and the other McLaren's come into the pits, so we will have a look at that in a second. But at the moment, so it's Red Spectre in the lead, so he takes the lead of the race. Sprinkler in 2nd now, Richie in 3rd, Ash in 4th, LB Racing there in 5th, Sedge there in 6th, Craig there in 7th, already meted with a half-second penalty there in 8th, Robbie in 9th, Race there in 10th. Sam Ruto there in 11th. Got a bit of front end damage on the Beetle there in the other We Racing Team car. Gia Kayla in 12th. Southpaw just going out the pits, so Southpaw's gone on to the softs as well. So both McLarens have pitted really early. D-Man in 14th. B in 15th and finalised there in 16th after doing his pit stop. Red Spectre out in the lead at the moment. Sprinkler just behind. Ashboy catching up. They've got a battle behind that with Richie and LB Racing. Let's go on board with LB Racing. This looks like the closest battle on the track at the moment. Obviously got the rear end damage from the earlier on coming together with Ashwell in the first lap, which is unfortunate. Looking all over the back of Richie here. Obviously Richie is on the mediums, LB Racing is on the softs, gets up the inside, and that's the place done, so that's up into 4th. Richie then slots in behind LB as they go up the hill. So you can see the difference here as we get back the camera angle back. There we go. So the keyboard still doesn't work on replays at the moment, which unfortunately since the last update that seems to have stopped. That's Richie there into 5th, but on the medium, so he is going to come into this race later on. So the moment is Porsche, followed by a Porsche, followed by another Porsche after that, and then another Porsche after that. So the top 5 all run in the Porsche at the moment. And then we got the first different car there, was said to run in the Nissan GTR. Craig there in his Nissan GTR, lovely livery that Craig's done for the CC Sim team here, obviously with it being a race after Remembrance Sunday. So phenomenal livery there from Craig. We'll just admire that for a little bit as it comes around the bottom of the hill into the middle sector of the track. Phenomenal sounding car, this Nissan GTR. Audio muted there in the sister car. Isa there in 9th. With his teammate Gia Kayla just going, looks like going through and up into 9th for Gia Kayla. Oh, because yeah, Isa has got front end damage, front and rear end damage there. Gia Kayla's got front end damage. And we've got Robbie there just behind that in 11th. Sam Ruto there in 12th. Southpaw has got himself up to 13th in the McLaren. And finalised, got himself up to 14th in the McLaren. Fee there in 15th and D-Man in 16th. Red Spectre in the lead. Looks like Sprinkler has a bit of action behind though, because he does have Ash Roy just behind him as they're coming down into the middle sector. So at the moment it's a battle between the CC Sim team in front and the LB Racing team. 2 abreast as they come through there. Ash putting on the pressure on Sprinkler. Just compare the tyre wear between the two. Ash's tyres are in such better condition at the moment. We saw this in the last race. These two were able to... Ash and Red Spectre, their tyre wear was incredible. And the fuel rate as well, so I think they're running on lower fuel as well to try and go longer into the race. But it is Ash Roy piling on the pressure at the moment. Red Spectre has got the fastest lap in the race so far, so it is an extra point for the fast lap, so 1:29.561 there from Red currently at the moment. As they come on up the hill into the hard braking zone here into the top corner, the glow of the distance there from Ash. Ash closing up loads of distance there on Sprinkler. And coming back down into that middle sector. So Ash still not managed to find his way past, but he is right on the back here. LB Racing, they're just behind him for Richie, doing a phenomenal job on these mediums. Hang on in there. What is the fuel like though? So he is saving fuel as well compared to the LB Racing team in front. And Sedger in 6th on the mediums. Craig there in 7th on the softs. Audio Muted on the mediums there in 8th. Gear Kayla on the mediums in 9th. Robbie on the mediums in 10th. Then you've got Sam Ruto, who's got Southpaw right behind him at the moment. So Sam Ruto holding up the McLaren. Looks like the McLaren's going to get through up the inside here, and that's Southpaw up into 11th. Finalise that in 13th. Fee in 14th. D-Man in 15th, but does have Isa right behind him. So Isa's come into the pits for some softs, but still has some damage on the car there. And Isa getting past there up into 16th spot. So D-Man in 16th there, and go back to Red Spectre, who's still pulling away. Ash has got past Sprinkler, so Ash is now up into 2nd place in the race. So it's currently CC Sim in 1st and 2nd, LB Racing there in 3rd and 4th, and then Richie following up the top 5 there. So it is still an all Porsche top 5. So the Porsche looking particularly strong here. Ash was on a purple lap, so let's see if he's going to go and get the fastest lap of the race here. As it does a 1:28.8, the fastest lap of the race, set by Ash Boy on lap 8. So 10 minutes in, almost 11 minutes in. So just under 20 minutes left of this race. We've seen a couple of McLarens pit so far, but none of the front runners obviously have pitted at the moment, so it's just the 2 McLarens and I believe Isa, the only ones that have actually been into the pits so far. Amazing glow of the disc there from the Porsche of Ash Roy. We're racing in the background there with a 1 second penalty, so I don't know what's happened there. Maybe a track limits violation. Red Bull Ring being one of those tracks that if you do go wide you will know about it, because you will probably get a penalty. A little bit of a battle in the background as it's been closed up. Rich hardly any tyre at all. Being closed up by Setch, who is also on the mediums also. Great there, simple. Look at the fuel difference. Richie could go on for ages. Obviously, LB Racing is going to serve the penalty here. So Will Ghost out, goes through the penalty sector, which is right here. Looks like it's going to be clear of Richie and Sergio come through. Craig is catching up to the back of the spoil. So Craig putting in a solid stint here in the GTR as well, currently in 7th. But it's the fuel. Richie's fuel is phenomenal. It looks like it's going to go longer in this race. Already muted there in 8th. Gear Kayla 9th. Probably there in 10th on the mediums as well. Southpaw in 11th, but coming up to the back, towards the back of the field now. Only half a tank of fuel, and we've got quite a long time left in this race. Samaruto into the pits. Yeah, his fuel is starting to get low, so watch Samaruto just go through the pits here. Quite a long pit stop time it takes, so you'd think that this would be one of the tracks that would be quite short. But Samaruto will go here. He comes into the pits, finds his mark, stops the nice and massive wheels on the Beetle. Topping up with the fuel. Is he going to get the damage repair? So he was on. So we've got Fee behind as well coming into the pits. Fee not at the pit stop area yet. So Samaruto just filling up. I believe that is. There we go. We've got Fee in the pits now. Samaruto will be leaving the pits in a second. So Samaruto just getting the damage repaired. And Samaruto is out. Fee's just getting refueled up. No damage to repair on that. D-Man's just coming round as well. So it looks like I reckon Fee and Samaruto will get out. Plenty of time there as well. Red Spectre in the lead. Oh, flying Finn there in the background. So that's Samaruto with a 3-second penalty. So has crossed the pit lane lines there to get the 3-second penalty. So unfortunately 3-second penalty there for him. But we've got Red Spectre there in the lead. Ash White right on the back of Red. A few more laps for these two, I reckon. It's like last time. It's like synchronised swimming between these two. Just drive around, nose to tail. Sprinkler there in third. Definitely going to be coming in shortly, I reckon. And Elby Racing there as well in fourth. I reckon as well, probably going to be in the pit shortly also. So the 22 car and the 32 car going to be coming in shortly, I reckon. Used up all their fuel. They've pushed on hard in the race. Used it all up. Tyres don't look too bad. But I reckon we are going to see some pit lane action. Here's Samaruto moves out the way of Sprinkler. And that is, yep, Sprinkler into the pits. And LB racing into the pits as well. So both of them coming into the pits at the same time. So double stacking for the LB Racing team. Richie is going to move up here into third. Oh, we've got Sedge coming to the pits as well, but he's on the mediums. So we'll be going on to the softs as we've just crossed over the halfway point in the race. Probably going to see Red and Ash thinking about coming in soon. They've saved a little bit of fuel to do this extra lap. Red in the lead, followed by Ash in second. It's now Richie in third. Craig is in fourth, so doing that extra lap on the softs. Just got the low fuel light come on for Craig. Audio muted in fifth. Southport in sixth. Finalised in seventh. Just refueling. LB Racing is in the pits. So still in the pits a lot. As I said earlier, a long pit stop here in Red Bull for these guys. You've got Gia Kayla in the pits. You've got Sedge in the pits. And you've got Sprinkler in the pits. Sprinkler's going to be the first one to release. He was the first one in out of these, so that's Sprinkler coming out of the pit lane. On the medium tyres. Was running in third place, so coming down now into eighth. Sedge manages to get out in front of Lewis. I think Lewis has obviously repaired the damage there. So on the mediums, Sedge is on the soft, so that's going to be an interesting battle here between these two. As we've got the front runners have come into the pits, we will jump on from them in a second. So Sedge out into a ninth, Elby Racing comes out in 10th, Robbie in 11th, Isa there in 12th, Gia Kayla 13th, Gia Kayla has done his pits as well, Samaruto there in 14th, is Richie in the lead. So Richie takes the lead because you've got Ashboy and Red in the pits, Fee there in 15th, D-Man in 16th, so Richie taking the lead there. Audio muted up into second. Now, yes, Southport up into third. But he's going to have to pit again, so I do not think that fuel level is going to last him. The remaining 30. Oh, look at Sarge as well. 13 minutes left on the straight. Craig is in the pits. Ashwoy is in the pits. Red is in the pits, but Red is leaving early. 73% fuel there for Red on the medium tyres. He's only got 3/4 of a tank. It's going to be interesting. Ashroy leaving the pits on the medium, 92% tank on there. Finalised is back in the pits as well, so another set of softs for Finalised, I believe. And Craig just getting the damage repaired, and Craig leaving the pits now. Craig's going to leave in 9th. And Craig on the mediums also. There's Robbie just coming round the first corner. So Craig's managed to get out plenty of time there. Isa there in 11th. That might be a penalty for running wide. There's Gia Kayla going to get past his teammate. So Gia Kayla gets past his teammate. Richie is in the pits. Finalised just leaving the pits. It's all the pit lane action here at the moment. Samruta there in 14th V and 15th D-Man in 16th, getting the blue flags at the moment, so I don't know who is behind him on the track. But Richie and Aldi Muted just coming into the pit, so last two people I believe to pit stop. Southport then moves up into the lead, but is going to have to still do that one more pit stop. Actually did pit on lap 1. Sideways there on the softs. Now these softs probably could last him to the end of the race, so is he just going to do a splash and dash and get the fuel in there? Red just coming around the first sector, so Red Spectre in the lead at the moment. Ash is second, not on the road though, third on the road, second overall, because we believe Southport's going to have to pit again. Richie just coming out in fourth, so phenomenal job there from Richie. He's managed to get himself out into fourth. Sprinklers dropped down into fifth and will be fourth after this. So Richie's done it again, gone from the mediums onto the softs and got himself up onto the podium. Sprinkler in fifth, then Sedge. Oh, Sedge got LB Racing all over the back currently at the moment. As they come on up the hill, LB Racing moving to the outside. Sedge taking the defender inside. Is the cutback on? The old switcheroo. There we go, and LB Racing up into sixth there. So LB Racing up into sixth. Sedge going up the inside. LB Racing going for the cutback again on the mediums. And maintaining that sixth place. We do have Southport in the pits at the moment. So it has done an extra stop. So Southport will see where he comes out after the pit stop. Is he just going to splash and dash? Let's have a look. Are they changing the tyres? Yeah, they are changing the tyres. So he is going for a tyre change. Extra set of softs, and how much fuel do you reckon he needs to last the 10 minutes we've got remaining in this race? Quarter of a tank in there. I reckon he needs about 3/4 of a tank to do 10 minutes, roughly. Maybe a little bit less. Is he going to fill it all the way up? Could have saved himself some time here. Nope, there we go. He's out. So he's gone for 85% fuel. Oh, it's getting very dark here. So coming out in 9th, just behind Audio Muted in 8th. Craig's up in 7th. As Sedge moves back up the inside of LB Racing, going for the cutback again from LB Racing. LB Racing goes for the cutback again. So that's 2 laps in a row on that corner. These two battling out softs against mediums. It is LB Racing just in front now. Oh, as Sedge goes into LB Racing, knocks him off. Adds LB Racing into the gravel. Looks like Sedge is waiting there, so well done for Sedge for waiting there, moving over. Obviously, New made the mistake, but that is giving Craig has closed up massively. So that's Craig now up into 6th, going around the outside. So Craig up into 6th, LB Racing there in 5th. Sedge 7, the penalty obviously for the collision, the contact. Racing that gives Audio Muted 7th there. Southport is in 9th at the moment, but it is on the soft sides, and everyone in front is on the medium. So Southport going for the late charge here. Craig there in 6th now, obviously after the little incident that went on between Sedge and LB Racing. Sprinkler in 4th, having a strong race. Started 9th, still in 4th on the mediums. Richie there in 3rd on the softs. Ashboy in 2nd. Red got a lot less fuel than Ash. Has Red got enough fuel to make it to the end, or is he going to have to fuel save? As Ash comes round it. The infield. Richie just coming around. Richie's not a million miles away from Ash here at the moment as well. Sprinkler in 4th, not too far behind Rich as well. Craig there in 5th, Audio Muted in 6th. LB Racing has dropped down to 7th there, so I don't know what happened early on in that race, but early on in the lap, he has dropped down into 7th there. And essentially in 8th, Southport in 9th, Southport on the charge on the soft tyres. Robbie there in 10th currently. Gia Kayla in 11th. Finalised in 12th after doing an extra pit stop as well for Finalise. Samruto there in 13th. Isa 14th. Fide in 15th, just getting the blue flag as Ashroy is coming up behind. And D-Man there in 16th, just moving out the way of Richie, who's going to go up the inside there. Just red spectrum there. It is getting low on fuel. I think he's going to have to fuel save. I don't think he's got enough. It's still 6 minutes. He could last 6 minutes. Maybe he has been fuel saving and now he can just put the hammer down and go. Ash in second, teammates just come around the corner. Richie there with D-Man just going off in the background. Sprinkler just coming around, got a half-second penalty there for Sprinkler. Sprinkler flashed in the lights for D-Man, just say, look, I'm here. And D-Man moves into the gravel to let him through. Already Muted is up into 5th with Craig in 6th. Look at the nighttime shots here we're getting at the Red Bull Ring now as the sun has set in this race. Craig in 6th. Ever Racing there in 7th. Southpaw just behind. Southpaw on the soft, so Southpaw making light work of everyone in front. But how far is he going to be able to get up the order in this race with a double pit stop? Sedge in 9th. Robbie in 10th, so not too far behind Robbie for 10th. Let's go up in front. LB Racing's got a half-second penalty there. So Already Muted's gone through. Craig's just going through round D-Man. Southport up into 7th. LB Racing just behind Southport, but Southport obviously on the soft. So LB Racing going on the inside, late on the brakes, out the inside. A little bit of wheel spin there. Southport's going to get the better traction in the McLaren going down there. It's a drag race between the two of them. As Southport retakes the 7th place spot. Everyone's trying to hang around the outside. But yeah, it's Southport. Southport is up into 7th. Southport getting all over the back of Craig there, who's in 6th. So LB Racing's going to serve the penalty here. Craig coming under threat from Southport. Everyone serves the penalty in the background. Craig under threat here from the McLaren on the soft tyres. So the three of them still quite close here. Southport obviously on the soft, so has got the grip advantage here. Has a little look out, thinks about it. Gets a little bit squirrely to Southport. As they all come up the hill. Late on the brakes there for Southport. Looking again at the inside, potentially Craig getting the traction. Needs that switching because that GTR is so quick in a straight line. And the Porsche just lingering in the background of the LB Racing team. That's Southport up the inside. And that puts LB Racing all at the back of Craig there. So LB Racing going for the outside. Still trying to stay there, all over the curve. Gets a half-second penalty for it. Craig flashing the lights. I don't know if Craig feels hard done by there from LB Racing going around the outside. But has got the half-second penalty for it because they go off the track. So that will probably give Craig the position back later on around on the next lap. Audio Muted in 5th, so Audio Muted making up some place there. Got Southport just behind it, but Audio is on the soft, so Sprinkler there in 4th, hanging on to 4th. Richie there in 3rd, Ashboy in 2nd. Red just going down the hill. There is 1.5 minutes left of this race. I think Red is going to have enough fuel, but Ash obviously not fuel saving behind. They've pretty much got the same fuel level now, to be fair. So Red's managed that really well. TM's up to the end of the race here. Richie there in 3rd, Sprinkler in 4th. Audio Muted in 5th. Southport has got a half-second penalty behind there. Craig up into 7th. LB Racing half-second penalty just behind Craig. And then Sedge just behind there. So the battle is back on between these three again. Robbie just behind these guys. Then in 11th, it's Gia Kayla. Finalised there in 12th. Isa there in 13th, Samruto in 14th, Fee in 15th, and D-Man just leaving the pits in 16th. So there is half a minute left in the 30-minute timer, so this is going to be the last lap, and at the moment it looks like it's going to be Red Spectre. He has got Ash Boy just behind him, and finish out the top 3 at the moment is Richie. But we will go back to the race leader because it is getting a little bit close between Ash and Red. Are they going to switch positions on the last lap, the teammates? Or is Red going to go for it? At the moment it is still with the fastest lap is Ash, a 1:28.809. As they both, D-Man moving out of the way there, well done from D-Man, getting out of the way of the 2 front runners as they come round into the midfield section. Red's defending from Ash, the 2 teammates, he's not going to give it to him. Red wants to win. Oh, Ash getting very out of shape there over the curb, so I think that is going to be enough distance there for Red to hang on here and cross the line. Is he going to run out of fuel? Is he going to have enough fuel? I don't know how much fuel he's actually got remaining. There's a little tiny blip of red I can see there. As Ed Spectre comes round the final corner to take the race win at the Red Bull Ring for round 2. It's another 1-2 for the CCR boys as Ash takes 2nd. D-Man's going to cross the line there in 16th. We will watch Richie come round there in 3rd to take another podium there for Richie. Then in 4th, just coming round onto the last corner, not too far behind Richie. Sprinkler, great job there, 9th to 4th there for him, so crossing the line up into 4th there for Sprinkler. Audio Muted in 5th, Southport is going to take 6th, half-second penalty. Craig there will take 7th with LB Racing there in 8th, Sedge there in 9th. Robbie's going to take 10th, Gia Kayla will cross the line and take 11th, and Finalise has already finished there in 12th with Isa there in 13th and Samruto in 14th. Fantastic. Right, let's go over the race results there. So we had, it was D-Man in 16th, Fee there in 15th, Samruto 14th, Isa 13th, Finalise 12th, Gia Kayla 11th, Robbie in 10th, Sedge there in 9th. Followed by LB Racing there in 8th, CC Sim, I'm saying CC Sim, meant to say Spitfire CC there in 7th, Southport in 6th, Audio Muted 5th, Sprinkler 4th, Richie in 3rd, Ashboy 2nd but with the fastest lap, and Red Spectre in 1st. Let's have a look at the table. So we'll look at the driver's table to begin with. Oh, I don't know why that's come up very small. Let's just make that bigger so everyone can see that. So it's Red Spectre in the lead on 50 points, Ashboy in 2nd on 45, then Richie on 40, and then there's a bit of a gap then down to Spitfire CC in 4th on 27. LB Racing and Southpaw both joint 6th on 25. Then you've got Audio Muted and Sprinkler joint 7th on 25 each, so 26, sorry, for the 2 people above. 25 there for Audio Muted and Sprinkler. Finalised in 9th there on 24, so very close there, mid-pack. Robbie there on 18. Then you've got Sedge there on 17. And then after that, it's Gear Kayla on 13, Samruto on 9, Fee on 6, and then Isa on 5, and D-Man on 3 there in 16th. And the team's championship, it's CC Sim Team 2 in the lead currently at the moment. LB Racing Team 1 in 2nd, followed by Roadrunners in 3rd. CC Sim Team 1 there in 4th. Then it's Bluetoothers there in 5th, Ghost Rider in 6th, Isa Esports there in 7th, and LB Racing Team 2 in 6th. So that was round 2. Thank you everyone for tuning in and watching. We'll be back next week with round 3, where we are at Monza. If you haven't already, check out the videos that are appearing on screen at the moment. I'll put a link in there to round 1, and then there'll be a random one if you want to check out what else we do at CC Sim Racing. I've been LB Racing. Cheers for tuning in, and we'll catch you next week.